to this solemn edition of Queer Games. Heck yeah. Please be seated. If you're with the family, please sit on the left. If you're not with the family, I guess, sit on the right. I haven't been to many funerals or weddings. Hello, welcome to Queer Games. Heck yeah. I think we've got a pretty fun game today. I mean, it may not look it initially because we're at a funeral, but I think it's going to be fun anyway. What is Queer Games Heck Yeah? Queer Games Heck Yeah is we play through a bunch of indie queer games just to give them a bit of a shakedown, a bit of a look-see, turn them upside down and then around the right way up again, and maybe flip them around and pull the wires out just to kind of see what's making them tick. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good explanation. I think that was a good one. You know, it's like you do a lot of these episodes and you sort of start to run out of ways to describe the thing that you're doing, and maybe words lose their meaning. Anyway, we've just kind of finished the Queer Games bundle. It was like, I don't know, a week ago or whatever, and that was kind of giving me the games to play. Like I was picking games off the Queer Games bundle, but now that that's done, I mean, we will still pick some games out of it, but I kind of wanted to just take, you know, a few kind of sessions to just kind of spread my wings a bit. So I was just scrolling through my favorite tags to see what games I may have like not played, and maybe weren't in the bundle, and this one popped up because it's called He Was, and the reason it caught my eye is because I played a game by the developer that made this game a few years ago called Keep It Together, and it was good fun. It was a good time, actually. This is years and years and years ago, a century ago even, maybe. So it's kind of exciting to see something else by this developer, because I guess kind of like with Queer Games Heck Yeah, I tried to go in not knowing anything about the game or the developers even. But I kind of want to relax that rule a little bit and just kind of go, well, you know, we've played quite a few games now. I think we've got a bit of a handle on the scene. Why can't we just kind of now weave in a little bit of like, oh, we've already seen this dev. What have they been doing recently, you know? Or like, oh, we played their newish game. Let's go back and look at one of their older games. I think that's kind of, that can be interesting too. But I still kind of want to not know much about it. Something to say about this game is I am running it on Linux, and the game is open in full screen, and I can't force it into window mode. And OBS, which is this whole program that streams it for us all, it doesn't really quite like it doesn't quite like full screen games, in my opinion. So if we drop out, we drop out, but that's just the risk you take. Let's get going. I love these graphics. I love this sort of stripped back style. We're here to remember our dearly departed friend and the life he left behind. Uh-oh. Okay, click. We all knew him in one way or another, each gaining a glimpse of his... it's mouse. Okay. Wonderful creativity, brilliant mind, or big heart. Okay, these are good choices. Let me picture in my mind whose funeral we're at, so I can like, I'm just scrolling through my friends who I'd want to see, who I'd want to go to their funeral. Oh, I'd love to go to his funeral. That'd be a good day. The list is pretty long. No, he owes me $10. Alright, I know who. Okay, let's go... Well, not their big heart. We'll say, Brilliant Mind. Brilliant mind, and the ways in which he used it. He truly strained to improve humanity in any way he could. I will now ask his best friend to come to the altar and tell us about him. Ah, gorgeous. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It means a lot, and it would mean a lot to him as well. I remember the first time. Oh well. Yeah, sorry. So I thought maybe I could click it to skip to the text quickly, but this is a no frills game. Like this game is what you see is what you get. I love the purity of that. Well, let's. I don't know what the question was, so we're going to say fighting. Holding our fists up, ready to beat each other up. I don't remember why we were fighting, but I was scared of hurting him, even then. He didn't end up punching me, and I didn't end up punching him. We both ended up crying instead, and then we felt bad for making each other cry. So we cried some more. I'll always hold on to these memories of him. He was my best friend, and I'm grateful to have had him in my life. Ah, this is so good. And also I noticed on Startup that this is a Godot game. I think this is only like the second Godot game we've had in Quick Games. Heck yeah. I make all my games in Godot. I absolutely think it's a wonderful game engine because it's open source. There's a Linux first sort of vibe to it, so it'll always run on Linux. It makes exporting the games to Windows and Mac super easy. Also, it's very good for solo devs. Like, it's not as fully featured, obviously. If you're a programmer who would normally write your own framework, switch to Godot. That's my advice, actually. I say that as someone who's written their own game engines a couple of times. Hi, I'm his housemate. I mean, I was his housemate. It's going to take a lot of getting used to not having him around. Okay, wait, let me think through my housemates whose funeral I'd want to go to. Let me just scroll through the list. Yep, she never washed the dishes. He stole my shoes. He said he didn't like TV, but then he had a projector that he just watched his weird movies on all the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he robbed the place. Okay, I've got him in my mind now. We lived together for 7 years, and the thing that always stuck with me about him was his cooking. I love a flatmate who can cook. How good is that? His incredible cooking. He really had a love for the kitchen and tried a lot of experiments. Not all of his experiments were good. Sometimes I thought I was going to be the one. Oh, sometimes I thought I was going to be the one in the coffin here. Haha. Anyway, I would like to invite his mother up here to talk. I mean, speak. Thank you. I appreciate so many of his friends coming. I'm glad he had so much love in his life. I remember when he was a young boy, he was usually very quiet and well behaved. But one time, he jumped off a bridge, he stole some gummy bears, he kicked his sister. Oh. Well, good drama, bad drama makes good decisions. No, wait, bad decisions make good drama. Well, I feel like it's down to these two. I'm kind of like, I'm going to go with he kicked his sister because I kind of want to bring in that interpersonal drama into it. He kicked his sister so hard she needed stitches in her leg. Ouch. Mostly because he knocked her backwards and she put her arm through a window. Okay, this is quite serious. I'll always miss him. He was my son, my boy, and it hurts that I won't hear his voice again. Oh, this is actually sad. He was, he will always. He will always. He will always. What a twist! Genius. Okay, that particle effect is top notch. If you misgender me, I will rise even from my own grave. I am not a man, I was never a man. You were just wrong. Do better. Capital B. Full stop. Red Roar Against the Grain by Hellstar.plus. Alright, well, there was that. A short game is a good game, obviously. Um, there was so much to love about that game. Like, I genuinely loved the austere um, graphics in that and the animation. I just thought it was like really great. You don't need realism, I reckon, to make good art, because that was great art. Um, Once again, like all good Kree games, or a lot of good, like the best Kree games in my opinion, they have like a point that the developers are trying to get across, and they make it clearly. And I think this one was made very clearly. Um, okay, there's two halves to that. So the point of the game about misgendering, I think, is really important, obviously, but also the 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 conceit of the game that you're at a friend's funeral and you're talking and you're each taking turns to say stuff about it, um, and then you as the player, you shape the conversation. um, there is actually so much you can do with that concept. Like, it can either like comedy or actually quite a pathos drama where you actually get to know this person only through their funeral. Would actually, that's such a solid dramatic premise for a game, I think. But also, oh, it could be hilarious. You could do like a big comedy out of that concept. So I really, even though this game was, just a perfect little nugget of a game, I wish the developer would, like, they could build it out. You know what I mean? Alright, thank you for joining me here at Quick Games Heck Yeah. Um, yeah, I think this is the second game by this developer I've played. And both times it's been a big hit with me. Alright, see you later. Bye.